everyone. It is time to drop the puck for some biscuits and penalties. I'm your starting goalie, Alex, and joining me, as per usual, is Cobra. Say hi, Cobra.
Hi, Cobra. Ha!
With the season in full swing, I want to address some teams' success and some teams' downfall and figure out how they can improve and how they can keep it up. As of right now, the Boston Bruins are struggling right now with a 3-6-0 record on a 6 game losing streak. Now, what is happening with this Boston Bruins team, Cobra?
I think it's an easy answer. I think with Boston, it is a lack of backup goaltending depth. Oh, excuse me. Am I still here?
Yeah,
All right. It's a lack of backup goaltending depth and defensemen. I think their defense is woeful. Also well, it's everything really. Do you need a couple pieces on offense? Do you need a backup goaltending depth? And their defense isn't really that great. Um, Ever since they got rid of Linus Olmark and let him go to the Senators, it's been a Swayman show, and Swayman can't do it alone.
yeah, definitely agree. It seems like the Bruins team from last year, pre-Brand Marchand trade, has kind of fallen apart interiorly, and I feel like I do agree. I think it's a defensive problem. I think it's a goalie problem, and
Can
they
I
need to
add
walk.
something?
Go for it.
So the Brad Marchand deal needed to happen for Boston. All right, Boston needed to get rid of Brad Marchand because um, Brad Marchand was going to waste away in Boston. As much as he loved Boston, as much as success he gave to Boston, he had to go. Not because of anything other than we are not going to do so well. You're not going to make the playoffs. We got to get rid of you. Let's get you to a contender. Let's get you another cup. The Marchand deal had to happen.
Oh, definitely. And I do feel like when the trade deadline comes around before the postseason happens, I think the Brewers are going to be buyers heavily at the deadline. If they're not, then I'm not sure how long this game might last for. They're on a 6 game losing streak. They got beat 7-5 by the Ducks of all teams, I think 2 days ago. And it's a concern that they lost 7-5, giving up 7 goals against a Ducks team that hasn't really been playing that well on offense this year. And it seems like this Bruins team is in a very bad spot. And I don't know if they need to sell and buy at the deadline or be massive buyers. But do you think the Brewers should be sellers and buyers or just buyers at the deadline when it comes down to the trade deadline?
It all depends on their standings. If they are below the cutoff point, sell. You know, but as of right now, I don't know what Boston does. It's kind of hard. They're definitely going to be making a few trades this season to try to address all the situations that they have. But other than that, I don't know what to do.
Definitely, yeah. They're sitting at second to dead last in the Atlantic Division, right above the somehow struggling Tampa Bay Lightning with 6 points. The Lightning are 2 points behind them, only winning 1 game out of 7 they've played.
The
So,
the other thing I will add, it's early. All right. Look, as of right now, the Bruins are below the Sabres. Okay, they're below the Sabres. So I don't think it's time to panic as of right now. When it hits December, about this time, then we start to panic.
oh, definitely agree. Another team making off to a fantastic start in their second year is the Utah Mammoths. They are 6-2 right now, right up the ass of the Colorado Avalanche in the division. What do you think the Mammoths are doing right to find their footing in year two to fight for their division this year?
Well, first off, way to use a phrase that's actually banned in the state of Utah. See, this is why you don't elect people who ban pornography. Um, but let's get beside the point. But yeah, Utah. Utah. I told you, Utah had the talent last season. They had talent that looked very promising, and when they were nameless. But now they are just definitely showing why I had hope and faith in the Utah Mammoth now. Because, it's just a matter of time before that whole entire team came together. Hello, Billy.
Look at this photograph. Every time it used to make me laugh.
How did it get so red?
And what the hell is on Cobra's head?
Jeez. All right, we're gonna get copyright strike. We keep quoting Nickelback here, Billy. What's up, man?
Nothing much. I just got up.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead.
We were talking about how well the Mammoth are doing right now.
Well, they unveiled that new mascot, Tusky.
Yeah, because Mascotti was taken.
Mascotti.
I was going to simply say, if they were going to keep the hockey club name, they could have saved a bunch of money and used the Utah Jazz mascot.
They could, they could have also.
But Bakers can't be choosers.
They could have also summoned a bunch of people in white collared shirts to ring your doorbell.
Yeah, but the Church of the Latter-day Saints would not allow that.
Fuck the Mormons! I want to send them away! Damn it, they ring my doorbell all the time, you bastards! Fuck off!
Hey, it could be worse. You could be having Jehovah's Witnesses.
They're just as bad. But let's get back on the rails, Alex.
Definitely. I do agree with you, Cobra. I think the Mammoths had the pieces last year as the hockey club. I think just now finding the rhythm. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. They're right behind the Avalanche. They're a point behind them right now. I believe they are playing tonight or tomorrow as they try to extend this winning streak. They are undefeated at home, which makes a lot of sense. Utah Hockey Club had a lot of fans last year come out to see hockey club games, and definitely excited to see where this Mammoth team goes, if it's up from here or down from here. Like we've mentioned earlier, it is early on in the season. Anything can happen between now and January, where standings means everything. Come the postseason turn, so definitely excited to see where this Mammoth team does go from here.
Yeah.
So the next team up on a great start is the Detroit Red Wings. They're off to a great 5-3 start, which is very interesting, knowing the history of Detroit sports recently. My big question is, will the Red Wings keep this up or pull a Detroit Red Wing and sell early on like they always do?
Billy, I'm going to have you start this time.
I say they do keep it up.
All I got to say is this. Detroit acquiring John Gibson was the best move they have done all the past 5 years. John Gibson was a very competent goaltender for Anaheim, despite Anaheim basically forcing him to carry everything. Now that Gibson doesn't have to be Superman, he's doing very well in Detroit, as expected. Give him a competent team around him, which Detroit was almost in the playoffs last year. They just needed goaltending help. So give him John Gibson and watch what happens. I think Detroit will be buyers at the trade deadline this year. All right, I think they will be buyers this year and make a hell of a playoff push.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Look at this Red Wings team last year. They were hot late, and they weren't hot enough to make the big push to the playoffs. And according to the early on standings, the Atlantic Division looks to be a very tight division. Every team separated by at least 3 or 2 points. So definitely intriguing to see is with the Canadians leading that division now Florida Panthers up there with Toronto right up there as well. So it seems like the Atlantic Division is going to be way more competitive this year than it was last year. Because the Panthers kind of just won it single-handedly last year with not much fuss from any other teams. So the separation will be interesting to see if the Canadians can still pull this off, because as we noted before, it has been 24 years since the last Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup, and that was the Montreal Canadiens. So
In 1992, against the LA Kings.
definitely. So it seems like the Canadians are trying to break that Canadian streak of no Stanley Cups as the Americans continue to prove in that category. I'm trying to think of any other teams I want to talk about. I do want to talk about the close race in the Metropolitan Division right now. 3 teams are tied at 12 points, and that's the Devils, the Hurricanes, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. My question to you guys is, which of the 3 do you guys think will run away with this conference late or the division late? And who do you think will fall behind with how tight the Metropolitan looks this year?
There is only one team that's going to run away with the Metropolitan Division, and that is the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're going to go highway Super Bowl. Because, motherfucker, this is Sidney Crosby and Gino's last fucking year. This was the last year of the flower Marc-Andre Fleury. So, Pittsburgh Penguins all the way to Super Bowl. Take Metro and shove it up your ass. Yinzer, I swear.
Where's this lucky beat?
Well, that gives us more of a chance to get into Gavin McKenna.
In my honest opinion, out of the 3 teams that are in a tight race, I think the Carolina Hurricanes are going to keep it up. They seem a team to know what they're doing here. I know the Devils are on a 6-game winning streak right now. They're undefeated at home in the last 3 games at home. But the Hurricanes play well early, they play well in the middle, and they finish strong. And I feel like this is the year the Hurricanes are going to make another semi-deep playoff run and make a big push late in the season. The Penguins usually fall off pretty late, and the Devils usually do New Jersey things and blow everything out of the water because New Jersey sports does that.
And get injured at the worst time.
Yeah, and injuries impact the New Jersey sports as well. Obviously, my Capitals are sneaky right now. We're 5-2, 10 points. We're 2 points behind the 3 tied leaders. Capitals do play well early. We are 3-2 at home, 2-0 on the road. So we're trying to get pieces together to win another Stanley Cup. I think the Caps will be buyers at the deadline this year. More so sellers. We were buyers last year, and it got us to the second round of the playoffs. So we ended up losing to the Hurricanes in that series. So I think the Hurricanes might run away with this division, and the Capitals might be a close second to them. Not sure what about the Islanders or Rangers to make of as New York sports teams.
Here's the thing: the biggest disappointment in this division is Columbus after how they played last season.
Definitely, they were first round playoff exit.
They almost made it to the playoffs.
They didn't make it to the playoffs. They didn't.
They didn't? Oh, yeah, that's right. They were, right on the cusp. I remember that because the Capitals, I think, were fighting the Penguins and the Flyers, or the Jackets, to get in. And we had all the pieces fall right for us to get in. So I remember how stressed I was with that. I was like, oh, my God. I think it was the Penguins and the Blue Jackets were fighting for that last division, that last playoff spot.
No, not the Penguins, the Canadians. The Habs.
Yeah, it was Canadians. It was Canadians, yeah.
That kind of reminds me of a famous anime ending called King's Game.
Interesting.
Well, the reason is the last 2 teams that got eliminated in each division was Calgary and Columbus. And how do those link? Johnny Hockey.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, and I'm going to interrupt you, Alex, a little bit, but speaking of Calgary, who would have thought that the Calgary Flames are currently the worst team in fucking hockey right now?
Not me. Everybody's tanking for McKenna.
I think it's and I think it's a Calgary Flames off team problem. They don't have a good shooting offense. They don't have a good defense. They have goalie issues.
Hey, hey, hold on. Don't disrespect Dustin Wolf. He saved a shot in the dark.
Yeah, I mean they're doing as best they can without Markstrom. So
I don't know. I feel like it's just the Flames issue is just either that big piece of the puzzle they're missing is the injured player, or it's just a team chemistry problem. The Flames were in a good spot last year. I think they were fighting for a playoff spot last year, and seeing them being 161 right now, dead last in the Pacific Division, it seems like all hope is lost for Flames fans. But who knows? They could make a massive turnaround in December, but the Pacific Division is too tough with the Knights and the Kraken, the Ducks and the Oilers playing well. Yes, the Ducks are playing well. Don't ask me how that's happening.
Good night. Oh. I'll let you finish the statement, then I'm going to do the newest segment of biscuits and penalties.
I just feel like the Flame season is kind of a lost cause. Sell at the deadline or buy at the deadline, and I don't think we'll fix anything.
Go ahead, Billy.
Are you ready to take down a trip? Down a minor?
Yep. Down to the minors. Down to the minors.
I'm only going to cover 2 leagues because their seasons have kicked off the AHL and the SPHL.
Okay.
We have 7 games going on. Providence beating Springfield 1-0. Tied in Rochester. 3-0 in the Battle of Connecticut. 0-0 between Manitoba and Grand Rapids. 2-0 for the Scranton Penguins. Tied in the Battle of Upper New York. 3-1 on Lehigh Valley. Meanwhile, in the Southern Professional Hockey League, just give me a second. I'm doing this on mobile.
I figured as much.
Yeah, because your boy got up.
Hey! I'm not snapping or yelling at you, brother. You're good.
I know. Peoria beat Quad City in the Battle of Illinois, and are you kidding me? In the first period, Roanoke is beating Knoxville.
Damn.
Pain.
Oh.
Alrighty, that's it. I'll see you guys. See you for Dirt and Turf.
See you for Dirt and Turf. Anywho. Still with me, brother? Uh-oh. Alex! Uh-oh, we might have lost Alex. I think we lost Alex. Uh-oh. Anywho. I think the season has definitely come along great. We're almost at the end of October. Almost the end. Let's see. You ready? Alex.
Am I here? Can you hear me?
You're back.
I hate this voice I have. Oh my god, it keeps screwing me over. I was going to add on to what Billy was talking about the minor leagues before we move on to other things. We had a call up recently to the Buffalo Sabres, former Worcester Whalers, Tulsa Oilers, and Orlando Solar Bears goalie Colton Ellis for the Solar Bears is the Tampa Bay Lightning ECHL affiliate team, was just called up after 770 was the 770th former ECHL player to get called up to debut with the Buffalo Sabres Wednesday night against Detroit Red Wings.
And it was a victory. And it was a victory.
That's good to see. He had 82 ECHL games with 2 shutouts and a 3.11 goal against average and a 9.904 save percentage. As someone who lives in Florida, who's a Solar Bears fan, I'm definitely excited to see what he can do on the main stage. He is a pretty good goalie. He was selected in the 3rd round of the 2018 draft by the Blues. And he had a 2.82 goal against save percentage, goals against in the AHL when he was in Springfield. Definitely excited to see what Colton Ellis can do on the main stage. As we know, the ECHL and the AHL are farm leagues for developmental teams and players like this. Definitely excited to see what he can do on the Buffalo Sabres. And before we move on to my personal favorite segment, Games of the Weekend, we got to talk about our affiliate with our commercial break from our friends over at Fanatics. We can go up for the World Series about to kick off tonight, and the NBA season also in full swing, and much, much more. You can get hockey shirts, jerseys, football stuff, tailgates, and so much college sports, and a whole lot more. And if you do, make sure you use our link in the bio to gear up for all your favorite sports teams and your favorite sports seasons. Like I am repping my Cap jersey that I did get from or through Fanatics to the NHL shop website. And that being said, let's go into our games of the weekend. So we have 2 games for Saturday and 1 for Sunday. So Cobra, what games are you turning on and a must watch for you this weekend?
Well, you know what? Give me something interesting. Since it's coming on 12 o'clock, I got the Flyers hosting the Islanders.
Ooh.
And also for Saturday, give me. Ooh, that actually sounds interesting. Ooh, give me the. Yeah, you know what? Give me something a little interesting as well. How about the Sabres and Maple Leafs? You know, Maple Leafs are actually struggling, believe it or not. The Sabres are starting to get hot. So let's see what happens here. And
Okay.
And Sunday, give me the Mammoth and the Jets.
Definitely a good lineup of games for you to turn on this weekend, Co. But for me personally, my 2 games for Saturday, I'm going with the Utah Mammoth against the Wild. I want to watch this game. I want to keep track of this game. I like this Mammoth team. The Wild have been struggling recently, but I think they can bounce back. I do trust the Mammoth streak to continue in this. I know we both pick Mammoth games. We seem we both like what we're seeing with the Utah Mammoth right now. I'm definitely excited for that game on Saturday. In the second game, I'm going with it's a tough one. A lot of decent games. You know what? Give me the Ottawa Senators at the Washington Capitals. That seems like the best second game of Saturday. I like what the Caps are doing right now. We're on a 1-game winning streak right now. Beat the Kraken a couple days ago. Had a close game with the Canucks. I like the Senators this season as well. They've looked decent enough and good competition for us on Saturday as we try to piece together a good season. Mm-hmm. And my 1 game for Sunday, you know what? I'm going with the Avalanche and the Devils at 1 p.m. I will be looking at that score. while I'm watching the football slate going on. So I like the Avalanche. They're undefeated right now. The Devils are looking really hot this season. It's an at-home game for the Devils. They need to play well at home. The Avalanche play well on the road. And I do believe this will be one of the best games for Sunday. I do trust both these teams. I want to see the Avalanche succeed. I want to see McKinnon do well again this year. I want to see Kyle McKinnon do well. And I want to see Colorado get another Stanley Cup. A microphone that die? That would be fantastic, please. Jesus. But those are my games of the weekend.
Don't tell me your battery's dying in your mic.
It is. Hang on. Let me try to switch
No.
microphones.
All
Stupid
right.
microphone.
It's all right, Alex. I'm assuming that's it for Biscuits and Penalties.
It is. And it looks like my other mic is dead too. So you can probably wrap it up with the list of podcasts we have because my mic's gonna die in between every.
No problem. I'm your hookup. Holla if you hear me. So, of course, later tonight we are doing a doubleheader because we have the Dirt and Turf podcast, or baseball podcast, will be later tonight after this podcast. So stay tuned for that. We also have the Hard Count, which, by the way, I will not be hosting because I'm actually taking a little bit of a hiatus. I'm taking a break. And Kat will be hosting tomorrow at 8, might be a little sooner than 8 o'clock, so be tuned for that. Also, don't forget about the Lap Down, our NASCAR podcast. They're getting ready to wrap up. So make sure to stay tuned and catch every single second of Lap Down. We also have Passing the Pigskin with Billy and Tyler as they definitely get the college football underway. And, of course, the Handed Down Beatdown hosted by Alex and myself, where we talk pro wrestling. We're definitely doing that next week. And, of course, we have the Handed Down Bench, where we just talk random BS. And so, you have been listening to Biscuits and Penalties, the hockey podcast. Of Handed Down Sports Media. I'm Cobra. And on behalf of Alex, it's time to step off. See ya.